actually kicked me off a lot later. I expected them to kick me off much earlier. They make their money off of the NFL. They make clear. Okay, we're back. We're back. I expected them to do that much earlier. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. If this is your first time joining me on a live, you understand. I expected them to do that much earlier. Let's go. I expected that to happen much earlier, but it doesn't matter. Let's go. We're getting into this information. We're getting into this knowledge, this truth that you need as of right now. So we're back. Here's the point. As of right now, Bill Cosby was trying to purchase NBC. He was going to create the images of a strong, positive black family that was going to go global. It was going to go international, and therefore it was going to put us back into the position that we are supposed to be in, which is righteous rulers, educated thinkers, builders, engineers, business owners, real estate owners, doctors, lawyers, teachers, educators. That is where it was going to go. That was the purpose. And they said hell to the no. Why? Because these so-called Jews, the same group that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches us about, these so-called Jews, the synagogue of Satan in the book of Revelations in the Bible 2 and 9, Revelations 3 and 9, they control the images of everybody. Everybody. So Bill Cosby, think very closely on this. Not only did he say that he was going to purchase NBC and push out a positive image, but what was he doing? He was going to war. Why? Why? Because once you are saying, I want to remove the image of a slave plantation, basketball player, football player, rapper, singer, and dancer, and that's all that they're putting up there. The moment he said, I'm going to remove that, they said, okay, we can't allow that because that's how we make our bread and butter. Why? They make their money off of rappers. They make their money off of singers. They make their money off of dancers. They make their money off of the NBA. They make their money off of the NFL. They make their money off of all sports, all entertainment, all day. That's what they make their money off of. They don't make their money off of black people educating their own. They don't make money off of black people educating and uplifting themselves. They do not make money off of us being independent, accepting our own, and being ourselves. So what was the point? He was going to war with the synagogue of Satan, the so-called Jews who own the networks. What is the point and why did they really hit him? Well, he made positive remarks about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam. He said that more people should be like them. Talking about the Nation of Islam. More people should be like them. I love how they are. He made positive remarks. And do you know what happens when you make positive remarks about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan? I don't give a damn what religion you claim. I don't care what you have to say. You make positive remarks about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, you will be shut down. You make positive remarks about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, your money flow will get cut off. You make positive remarks about the Nation of Islam or about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and you definitely will not be seeing the hereafter with your money, with your family. No, they will cut you off. So what is my point on that? Bill Cosby was going to bring us into a new form of intellectual revolution, a visionary form of revolution. There were no games being played no more. It would have been over for them. And therefore, that would be revolution because we are taught in the Nation of Islam that business is warfare. So that is where that was going. It was much bigger than what some of us may think. You don't have to agree religiously, but you must agree economically. You must agree on a business tip. You must agree when it comes to us having a sovereign nation and territory of our own. Little China, little Armenia, Jewish districts all over the country, but you don't see a little Africa. You don't see a little Ethiopia. Well, you see little Ethiopia, but not with black folks. Because they don't want that. It is much bigger than what you think. That is my point, family. And this is something we have to truly understand. Now let us go back to psychiatry. The image is what controls it all. If you can control the image, you can control a person's entire life. You control the image, you control what they think, you control where their mind goes, you control their activity. You no longer need to control a person physically the moment you control them intellectually. Period. So what do? In the field of psychiatry, not only did they have Benjamin Rush, the father of American psychiatry, who said that black people were diseased with a disease called negritude, which made their skin black or dark, and stated that the only cure for this disease that black people have called negritude, the only cure that they have for this disease is whipping, frequent whipping. That is the cure for this disease. You must beat them until the white meat shows. And the white meat lets you know that you have whipped the devil out of them. These were scientific terms. These are not terms that our mothers and fathers just said to us. These are scientific terms. Whipping the devil out of you was a cure. It was a procedure. It was a recommended scientific cure to get black people to become white physically by whipping their skin, ripping it off with whips until the white meat would show. This is scientific, what they have done. And what do they do now? They castrate you physically with psychotropic drugs. Am I paused? Okay. They castrate you physically with psychotropic drugs. So they give you Thorazine, they give you Adderall, they give you Zyprexa, they give you Zoloft, they give you Zymbalta, they give you Demerol, they give you all of these different psychotropic drugs. Tell you that it's good for you, tell you that it's going to help your depression, tell you that it's going to help you with suicidal thoughts. Interesting. Why is it that with all of those drugs that I just named, with all of the other over 150 psychotropic drugs, the common side effects are worsening of depression, worsening of suicidal thoughts, homicidal thoughts. Oh, let's see. Biting of the fingers, swelling of the throat. These are the common effects of these drugs. Common effects of these drugs, and some of you know people who have been on these drugs. Here's another thing for you. An estimated 50% of all of the mass shooters, an estimated 50%, half of them have been on one of these so-called psychotropic medications. Understand where this is going. Please understand where this is going. So here's my point. It's much bigger than that. It has nothing to do with no damn album. It has nothing to do with that. You can say he's cloned. We're going on facts here. I'm not going to go into that nonsense. We're not going on Kanye West is cloned, okay? We're not going on any of that. Bill Cosby is not cloned. Bill Cosby, they had to take him out just like they had to get rid of Prince, just like they had to get rid of Michael Jackson. Why? Why? Because if you allow someone like them to create and have the power to control the image, you therefore give them the power to control their own destiny and the destiny of their own people. And we are not going to be sports players forever. Sports players, so far, have done a very good job of playing sports. But as of right now, when you're looking at a nation that literally has 75% of its food genetically modified, when you're looking at a nation which has literally over 150 million of its citizens on some form of psychotropic drug, when you are looking at a nation which has committed more human rights violations than virtually any other country on the planet, when you're looking at a country, a nation, which literally has the lowest form of health care, for those nations which do have health care, one of the lowest forms of health care on the planet, yet they tell everyone else that they are the best and we are the greatest. You are looking at a nation which has more prisoners than any other country on the planet. You are looking at a nation which goes and invades and creates more wars in other countries than goes in and tries to save them and say, we're here to save you, even though you are the very person which caused it to begin with. You are looking at a nation ran by Shaitan, the devil, Satan, the enemy, whatever you want to call it. But the individuals who we are talking about are the so-called Jews. Not us, the real black folk, the real Jews, but the so-called Jews. They run it all. Just being very honest with you. So I hope I shed some light on that with Bill Cosby and Kanye West, because it gets deeper than that. So I'll finish this live because I have maybe about a good 20, 30 minutes. I'm going to finish this live. Now, for all of the information that I just gave you, just know, everything that you read in the Bible, not everything is true. Not everything is true. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that 75% of the truth which you read in the Bible is prophecy. Future tense. Future tense. Future tense. You ain't got to believe in the Bible or the Holy Quran. That's fine. Any one of you who don't believe in that, fine. Just sit down and listen. But as of right now, you have Babylon or Babylon. Babylon or Babylon. Baby London. Baby London. A real place. What has London done? You have England. England, a real place. You have all of these countries as of right now going to war. Right now, Israel is gearing up to go to war with Iran. I know some of you are like, okay, I don't need to hear all this. No, you do need to hear all this. Because it's coming to America. Most of you do not know how to hunt your own food. Most of you don't know how to use guns. Most of you don't know how to protect yourself physically. Most of us don't even know how to tell which direction is which, north, south, east, west, without a damn compass or a phone. The sun rises in the east and it sets in the west. You go north to mountains, south to sea. Understand that there are things you need to prepare for, because what you're dealing with is much bigger than what you could ever imagine. As of right now, just for some of you so you can know and understand, 1 second here, I lost my notes. Okay, there we go. As of right now, just so you can understand and know what's really going on, once again, you do not have to listen to anything I'm saying. Just research it for yourself. Please research it for yourself. You need to know what disaster preparedness is. Everyone, including every celebrity who's watching, if you are a celebrity watching, if you're a brother or sister on the bottom or the top, get disaster preparedness. You all need to get your vaccination exemption forms. You all must know exactly what this government is about to do with your food, which they've been doing with your food, but you need to know what the heck they're doing with it right now. All of you who are on these phones, yes, you know that the government is watching. Absolutely. Just know this. Snapchatters. You are utilizing a system to recognize your face in every position where it goes. Every single position. You're giving away everything. You're giving it away. You must learn survival techniques. You must learn how to operate in this world without a phone, without electronics, without electricity. You must know how to cook. You must know how to handle infections when they come up. You must know how to patch up or sew up a cut or a gash in your body. You must know how to do these things. Why? Because no one's going to do this for you when America goes down as it is going down. You keep scrolling on Instagram, not realizing you are overwhelming your mind with useless information every day. Useless information every day. Please understand and know, family, these are the facts, these are the things you must study, these are the things you must know. So far, I'm not done. I'm going to go into something else. Trust me when I say it's going to be very heavy. I'm going into something else. If you are interested in going into any of the Nation of Islam mosques, anywhere across this country or other countries, you can DM me, and I will send you the information as to where those are. Or you can DM anyone on here 9 times out of 10 with the last name Muhammad. 9 times out of 10 with the last name Muhammad. You can DM them or myself, because there's a lot of information you need to know. Something else you need to understand, as of right now, I believe North Korea and South Korea have combined forces. From my understanding, they have come together now. Something you must understand. North Korea and South Korea have come together. Another thing, Israel is now gearing up to go to war with Iran. What does that mean for you? What does that mean for us here? Yeah, that's in another country. 2 other countries, yes, but Iran, America and Israel are together. But Iran is a friend of Russia. Russia is a friend of China. China is a friend of Korea. So if they attack Iran, if they attack Syria, like they did already, if they keep doing this, guess what's going to happen? America will now face what it is that she has been trying to prevent for a very, very, very long time, which is war here. Many of us can never imagine soldiers coming through Compton, soldiers going through Florida, going through Chicago, going through New York. You're not really thinking on that level, are you? Are you thinking on that level? Or are you thinking on a level of, oh man, I can't wait until the next Super Bowl. Oh man, I can't wait for the playoffs. If you know more about basketball and football statistics than you know about your own history, there's a problem. If you know more about basketball, football statistics than you know about your own neighborhood, there's a problem. If you know more about basketball and football statistics or music or rappers than you know about your own physical chemistry, about vitamins, about disaster preparedness, about survival, you really have a problem. We have a problem. We have a problem. And I'm glad there's nearly 600 people watching, because it's information everyone needs to know. You need to have this information as of right now. So next point, as you are going through Instagram and Facebook and all this, don't just share the information. Research it for yourself and start working on the solutions. That's the point. Work on the solutions. You have Donald Trump who's going to do what he's going to do. Many of you don't like the president, and that's fine. But you need to figure out what you're going to do for yourself, for your people, and your neighborhood as of right now. That's what you need to focus on. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that we need to prepare for separation. Not what you're thinking. We need to prepare for separation. Okay, what does that mean? You have little China, you have little Armenia, you have Jewish districts, you have little this, little that. All of these places are what is known as separate but equal. Separate but equal. They have their own everything. They have their own grocery stores. They have their own schools. They have their own hospitals. They have their own DMVs. They have their own airports. Some of them do. You must have that for yourself. You must have it for yourself. Because as of right now, once things go down, where are you going? When a grocery store is closed, all the different Sam's Clubs closed. Walaikum salam to my family in Indonesia. When the grocery stores close in certain cities, which they have, what happened? If the schools close, now what? Hospital closes, now what? Where are you going? You see? You see how much you're relying upon this government? You do see that, right? How many of you know how to cook? For real, for real. How many of you know how to farm? Who knows how to farm? Peace to the gods and earth on here as well. Islam to my Moorish family. How many of us know how to farm? Literally. How many of us know how to fix a car? How many of us know how to build? How many of us know how to do any of these things? This is the point. This is the point. One more topic, and I think I'm going to be done for the night. Walaikum salam, family. I have one more topic, and I believe I'm going to be done. If some of you have not witnessed or have not recognized Puerto Rico. Oh, by the way, hold on. I'm sorry. No. On that Israel point, you need to know this. You need to know this. Israel. Everyone needs to know this. And I'm not going to give you all these problems. Here's the point. Come together so you can do something for yourself. That's the point. Come together so you can do something for yourself. Israel, major point. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has been teaching the truth about Israel for over 50 years. Israel. Because now you want to talk about reparations and black folks receiving reparations. Some of y'all don't care about it, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you about it. 2 years ago, as of right now, the United Nations has now, as of 2 years ago, come together and put on the table the discussion about reparations for the children of the slaves from the transatlantic slave trade. Walaikum salam to my family in Senegal. Walaikum salam to my family in Senegal. Out of my international family on tonight. They have now discussed reparations for black people. Do you understand? Oh yes, for the bow ties, please message me. Yes. And if you would like to donate for any of the information that I'm giving you, Rizz Islam Cash App right there. For the reparations that are coming to us, and they will come to us. They have now discussed not only reparations for us, they've discussed it in about 3 to 4 ways. They said, 1, debt consolidation, meaning the United Nations has agreed in certain cases right now, so far, that they are willing to wipe clean the debt of certain people who are the children of the slaves from that transatlantic slave trade. There are 45 to 50 million of us currently in America. Currently in America, there are 45 to 50 million of us currently in America. That is an estimated $51.2 trillion that they owe us. $51.2 trillion that they owe us. A university professor by the name of Dennis Rancourt added up the numbers. $51.2 trillion, which is an estimated, breaking it down for the 45 to 50 million of us, $1.5 million per one of us that we are supposed to be getting. Let me break that down again. A university professor by the name of Dennis Rancourt calculated the number. 45 to 50 million of us, the children of the slaves of the transatlantic slave trade. There are currently 45 to 50 million of us currently in America, 2,000 by 3,000 miles, where he added up that we are owed an estimated $51.2 trillion. Therefore, breaking that down mathematically, divided by 50 to 45, million of us will give us an estimated $1.5 million per person. Now, you may think that's crazy, but the Japanese received their reparations. They received over $1.5 million, $20,000 per person. Some of the Standing Rock Sioux tribe brothers and sisters received their reparations. The Jews received reparations, and America gave them reparations. I don't know why, but they have been given $4 to $6 billion every year over the last 50 or more years. And just a year and a half ago, now 2 years almost, they were given $38 billion. Israel was given nearly 2 years ago $38 billion. Hence my point about Israel right now. But you ain't got a dime. We didn't get none of that. But we are owed more because we have helped America to grow into what she is today, along with all the countries of Europe and the majority of the planet. So that was my point as to bringing up the reparations factor. The other factor, Israel. You want to talk about 9/11? You want to talk about certain things occurring within this country with black people, with brown people, with poor white people? Now I'm talking about everybody right now. We're going to talk about everybody. Black folks, brown folks, Moorish, Ethiopian folks, Aboriginal people, Mexicans, Chicanos, white people. I hope there's some white people listening. Caucasians. Doesn't matter what religion you are. I'm going to address something dealing with all of us as a human reality. Israel. Currently in an area located known as Palestine, Israel was established on a lie, and they then were established on stealing the land of somebody else due to the Balfour Declaration, where they believe that that land belongs to them. It is a lie. It belongs to the original Jews, the true Jews, which happens to be us. But that's fine. So they took the land. They have now killed the majority of people who have been living there. And they said they have been doing it in self-defense. They have kicked out the recent African brothers and sisters who were there. They have threatened the entire planet. Listen carefully. This is why the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has been hated by them for so long. This is why the Nation of Islam has been hated by them for so long. This is why he continues to be attacked, because he refuses to back down from speaking the truth about those bastards who took our name, took our birthright, and made everyone believe that we were them and that they are us. They have something called the Samson option. Write it down. And we are talking about devils now. Now we're not talking about some human beings. I'm talking about the 12 banking families, the international banking families of Europe. I'm talking about the Synagogue of Satan, the international bankers. We are talking about the De Beers. We are talking about the Rockefellers. We are talking about the Rothschilds. We are talking about the Warburgs. We are talking about all of these. Samson option is what you need to write down. Samson option. As of right now, you have someone by the name of Lord Jacob Rothschild. Lord Jacob Rothschild. Write his name down. He is one of the last living. Rothschilds. These are the people who you read in the Bible of when it talks about the serpent. These are the people when you read in the Bible when it talks about the synagogue of Satan. These are those people. And it is not a joke. Lord Jacob Rothschild is one of the oldest living Rothschilds today. You have what is known as the Rothschild Bank. The Rothschild Bank. The Rothschild Bank, also known as the Federal Reserve. 12 of them within the United States. The Rothschild Bank was established. They took over the power to print and coin the money within the United States from Congress. I believe it is in Section 5, Article 1 or Article 1, Section 5 in the United States Constitution, where it states that Congress alone shall have the right to print and coin the money. So you have someone by the name of the Rothschild bankers, gangsters, who took over that ability to print and coin the money. So they took control of the money. But here's the kicker right now. I'm not going to go down the whole history of that. Lord Jacob Rothschild recently pulled out a large amount of the money that he owns within the United States economy. He pulled out a large amount of money. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, family? Let me know. Can you hear me? Okay, now you can hear me. Yes, thank you. Because right when I start talking about the Rothschilds, now they want to shut me down. They always do this. As of right now, family, just know this. They have now removed a large amount of the money which is owned by the Rothschild family. He has taken a large amount of the money. Why? Because he stated that it is no longer advantageous. The United States economy is going down so fast that all of the money you got and I got and most of us have, it is fiat money. We know that. Fiat money. It is fake money. It is paper. It literally is paper now. Quite literally paper. Period paper. We still use it. America makes it seem as though everything is fine. But when you try to go to certain countries, it doesn't work. When you try to transfer certain money, it doesn't work. What is my point? All of this circles back around to Kanye West, to Bill Cosby, to everything that we're going through. Why? Because once everything comes down, we are going to have to rely on ourselves. I'll give you another kicker. You invest in gold, silver, that's good. That's very good. You want to know what right now has more worth in the stock market than gold and silver combined? Your and my melanin. Melanin as of right now is over $400 a gram on the stock market. Over $400 a gram. You wonder why over 2,500 black children are coming up missing every single year and they are not coming up found anywhere? You wonder why sex trafficking is so big? You wonder why so many rich families go out to African countries and take children and adopt them? This game is deep as hell. And when I tell you that there are certain things that we just don't want to tell you, is because you will not believe it. You won't. You won't believe this. You won't believe me if I told you that you putting your name next to organ donor on your driver's license. Driver's license, organ donor. Go to the DMV, get it taken off. Because you make yourself a target. You make yourself a target. Organs are the only thing which you cannot buy in a store that everyone needs. You must take that off of your driver's license. These are things these are solutions here. 1, get organ donor taken off your driver's license. 2, go to the Department of Health within your city. Go to your nurse, go to your doctor, and fill out a religious vaccination exemption form or a health or medical vaccination exemption form. 3rd, invest in gold and silver. 4th, stock up 300 to 400 gallons of water in your home. 5, get a passport right now. Right now, get a passport, because as of right now, the United States government is stating that between 20 to 25 states within the United States, you will no longer be able to travel to without a passport. You will no longer require, or pardon me, ID doesn't really work anymore, they're saying. Within certain states, you will need a passport. These are the things you need to know. These are all the things you need to know. This is why separation is a must. All right. This is why separation is a must. You have to do that. Literally. All right. So right now, family, understand this. Separation is the best and only solution. And that is something that everyone needs to understand. No sound? Can you hear me? I'm going to say them again. Number 1, get your passport now. Get your passport now. Number 1, get your passport. Number 2, go to the Department of Health within your state, within your city, or go to your doctor, your nurse, and get a medical vaccination exemption form, or a religious exemption form, or a philosophical exemption form from vaccinations, because they are coming down with a hard, heavy load of vaccines, and they're coming down with adult vaccines. Yes, they're going to come with all these new vaccines for us, for adults, as well as children. Over 200 new ones. Go and fill out your exemption forms now so that you will not have to be forced to take these vaccinations next. Stock up at least 300 to 400 gallons of water in your home. 300 to 400 gallons of water in your home. You must do these things. You must have first aid kits. You must have dry food. Stack up on navy beans. Stock up on brown rice. Stock up on wheat, whole wheat. You can order all of this from the Nation of Islam website here called the Able Network. There is so much, family. There is so much. And no, Bill Gates didn't predict that something is coming. Bill Gates is creating something to then send out. They have just done a study last year on 90,000 mosquitoes in Florida. And they said that the Zika virus will make a return. How the hell will it make a return unless somebody is sending it back? Passport. Vaccine or vaccination exemption form, 300 to 400 gallons of water in your home. Invest in silver and in gold. All of these things you must do. Learn how to fight, exercise, train every single day. Read an hour a day, at least 1 hour a day. Read something that stimulates your mind and gives you knowledge. Not no fictional books, not no comic books, real life information. All right, family, I got about 5 more minutes and I'm going to be done with this. 5 more minutes and I will be done with this. 5 more minutes and I'll be done with this. If you would like to donate due to all the information that I've given you so far, Cash App right there, Rizz Islam. If you do not, that is perfectly fine. I'm just putting it there for anyone who would like to do such. If you would like to book me to speak, RizzIslam.com. RizzIslam.com. If you would like to book me to speak. If you would like to invest in Bitcoin, that's perfectly up to you. Bitcoin is perfectly up to you. They are finding a way to control Bitcoin. Bitcoin was one of the best things that have ever happened, but also one of the worst. They are trying to figure out a way to control that. All right. I'm going to put that there, family. 1 second. Okay, good. Now, so I pray that gave you some solutions. Family, I pray it gave you some, because as of right now, there's too much going on, and you need to know. You really need to know, and you need to understand what's really happening, what's really going on, because they're not going to tell you this. You're not going to get this on national television. You will not get this on some pages on Instagram. Can you hear me? Okay, got you. If you'd like to book me, RizzIslam.com. Once again, RizzIslam.com. I'm going to put that up there. And the situation that is occurring in Puerto Rico, I am not certain about what's happening in Puerto Rico. I see that there is civil unrest. There are the people fighting against the government. So there is a small revolution going on in Puerto Rico right now. It's not the only place, family. You might want to get ready because it's going to come here. And I know some of you don't want to hear that. Rizz, that don't make no sense. No, it makes perfect sense. The only thing that doesn't make sense is how many of us are not really ready for it when it comes here. It's going to come here. So just understand that, family. Okay, with that said, I pray that I have given you guys some information that will help you, some solutions. Know that Kanye West is not that simple with him. It is the area of psychiatry. It is them pushing the opioid agenda to push more drugs, to get more sponsorship and more sponsoring and support of the federal government, so that they can get more money for more weapons, to police the country, to bring more of an army into the country, and to take your guns. The Second Amendment, by the way, that's another thing that they're doing, is they're coming after the Second Amendment, the guns. Weed smokers, real quick, last thing. Weed smokers. Please listen carefully to this last quick point. Those of you who smoke weed and you got your medical marijuana card, you had to acquire this medical marijuana card by saying that you had a disability. You had to acquire this medical marijuana card by saying that you had a mental disability, or you had an emotional disability, or you had a vision problem, you have cataracts, oh, I have headaches, all these different things, or one or more. You had to say this. Okay, so you receive your medical marijuana card, but here's an interesting point. If you have a medical marijuana card and you also have a gun license, you also carry a gun, you also carry more than one or two or three, guess what? You cannot carry a gun nor have a gun license if you have a mental disorder. You understand? You understand? The moment you register your weapon and the moment you get a medical marijuana card, you have then canceled out your weapon. They then will now go and take your gun. Why? Because they are now raiding houses for people who have marijuana and guns. And the marijuana that you're smoking is weaponized already too. The marijuana that you are smoking is affecting your sperm and your ovaries. It is affecting your mental stability. It is creating a problem within you. Why? Because if I can get you high before I destroy you, I will easily be able to destroy you, because can't no one of you brothers on this live tell me that you will be able to defend a whole group of people, let alone your mother, your family, your daughter, your wife, when you high. They're making it legal so that they can take control of you much easier. Never trust this government when they make something legal for you. Ever, ever. Always look into it. Always investigate it. Always get the actual facts, because it is not as simple as it seems. Trust me when I say this. You think Kanye went crazy just because he took those pills? He took those pills, he drank alcohol, and he was on that marijuana that they gave him legally. And all of those drugs that he acquired were being put under other people's names, not his own. So he really messed himself up. They coming for your guns. They're coming for you. They're coming for us. So I'm not making it seem like, oh, it's all crazy. No, the point is just prepare and get ready. Prepare and get ready. Start going to a Nation of Islam meeting on Sundays. Maybe you'll get this information a lot earlier if you would just come and hear what we got to say. You ain't got to convert to no religion because you are already members of the Nation of Islam. You just don't know it yet. So I pray that I was able to give you some information, family. I pray that I was able to give solutions, not just problems, because we need solutions. Get up tomorrow, get up early, pray if you want to pray, exercise, read at least 1 hour a day. Help your children to learn their own history. Help yourself to learn how to farm. Do these things because it is that time. Sober mind is better. Sober life is better. Be prepared for whatever, so that your people can be proud, because our ancestors didn't die so that we can smoke and drink all goddamn day. All right, family. I pray that I was able to give you some knowledge, some information, wisdom, understanding, and solutions. Pray that Allah continues to bless each and every one of you. If you would like to donate, right there, Cash App, Rizza Islam. If you would like to book me to speak, RizzaIslam.com. My newest DVD, Farrakhan Consciousness, will be released. It was supposed to be released last weekend. It will be released this weekend. If you would like to purchase your pre-order copy, Cash App, Rizza Islam. My book, I'm in the middle of writing one. I am. But as of right now, family, continue to do